A beautiful story will unfold today. A tragedy has occurred. The mother dragon was beheaded by the sword saint. Amid this heartbreaking event, the newborn child of the mother dragon and Lin Tian is desperately struggling to escape from its pursuers. In an unexpected turn of events, the young dragon began to consume the flesh of its own mother, the body of the mother dragon, to gain strength and resilience. It ate nothing else but its mother, leading to its eventual encounter with the Dragon King. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated on the next chapter. Tune in next Friday for the continuation of the tale. The arrival of the young dragon brought shock and concern to the mother dragon. The newly hatched dragon, just emerging from its egg, attempted to fly for the first time. However, due to its lack of balance, it quickly plummeted to the ground. Seeing this, the mother dragon hurriedly approached to save her child. Amid her panic, she noticed the sword saint drawing closer. The mother dragon knew she stood no chance against him, and a mix of fear and determination to protect her child overwhelmed her. Faced with the looming danger, the mother dragon urgently instructed her child to flee to a special place, or sacred sanctuary imprinted in the memory of every dragon. She knew it was the only safe haven for her offspring. In a desperate moment, the sword saint's sharp blade descended with precise intent. In an instant, the mother dragon's head fell to the ground, and her massive body collapsed, lifeless. The sight filled the young dragon with immense pain and fear, prompting it to flee while crying, its tears streaming down its cheeks as it desperately sought to survive. While in mid-air, a sorcerer clad in a black cloak began gathering magical energy. He formed glowing orbs of power and offered to chase the young dragon. One after another, he launched the energy orbs into the sky, aiming directly at the fleeing dragon. Fortunately, despite its unsteady movements, the young dragon gradually adapted to flying. With each flap of its wings, it managed to avoid the sorcerer's attacks, but the sorcerer did not relent. He continued launching attacks, filled with determination to bring down the young dragon. During the chase, the young dragon's eyes gleamed a mix of anger and vengeance. In a sudden aerial maneuver, it released a stream of green liquid from its mouth, aimed directly at the sorcerer. The green liquid expelled by the young dragon splashed onto the face of the sorcerer clad in a black cloak. Instantly, he felt a searing pain, as though acid were slowly eating away at his skin. Writhing in agony, he screamed and rolled on the ground, desperately searching for a way to ease his torment. Amid the chaos, the sword saint approached. Using a healing potion, he cleansed the sorcerer's wounded face. But it was too late. The damage was irreversible. A portion of the sorcerer's face was permanently disfigured, leaving behind a scar that could never be healed. This injury ignited a deep hatred within the sorcerer, and through gritted teeth, he cursed the young dragon with unbridled fury. Searching the skies, the sorcerer realized that the young dragon had vanished. The sword saint, unfazed by the situation, coldly remarked, "It hasn't harmed any innocents. I'll let it live for now." He added, "We must leave immediately. There are more pressing matters to attend to, like eliminating the goblin tribe threatening the City of Light." With those words, the two departed, each focused on their own objectives. As they left, the lifeless body of the mother dragon lay silent and still in the heart of the forest. But moments after their departure, a mysterious phenomenon occurred. A strange pink energy enveloped the mother dragon's body. The energy sparkled, brimming with an unexplainable power as the dragon's form began to transform. Her previous form faded away, giving rise to a massive and otherworldly dragon. Meanwhile, the sword saint and the sorcerer were forced to leave Dragon Island on a boat. Due to the sorcerer's injuries caused by the young dragon's green liquid, he could no longer use magic for object manipulation. They soon realized the liquid possessed a unique ability. It nullified magical energy, rendering spells useless. After hours had passed, the young dragon returned to his mother's body. He wept uncontrollably, his tears falling like rain. He collapsed beside her, overwhelmed by grief and regret. He wished to carry her back to the dragon nest, believing that the elder dragons might have the power to resurrect her. However, his small frame could not lift her massive body. Despite his repeated attempts, exhaustion overtook him, and he fell to the ground in despair. The young dragon was a hybrid, the offspring of a goblin and a dragon. He inherited the goblin's unique ability to devour in order to grow stronger. Amid his sorrow and disappointment, he apologized to his mother. Determined to gain the strength needed to bring her back to the nest, he began to consume her body. As he devoured every part of the mother dragon's body, an immense surge of energy flowed through him. His body began to transform, rapidly growing larger, stronger, tougher, and more powerful. When he had finished, he took his mother's head in his strong claws. With his powerful wings beating furiously, he flew toward the dragon nest, carrying with him the unwavering determination and the memory of his mother's blood. When he reached the nest, he was met with a place filled with deep cracks that revealed shimmering streams of molten lava beneath. At the center of the nest stood an enormous ancient tree, its twisted form resembling the intricate scales of a dragon. The young dragon landed in a vacant spot near the tree's roots, still clutching his mother's head. What awaited him in this sacred ground, and the trials he would face to honor his mother's legacy, were yet to unfold. The young dragon let out a long howl that reverberated throughout the nest, announcing his arrival and pleading for help. Almost immediately, an adult dragon emerged from its hiding place. Before the young one could explain, the adult dragon lunged at him, pinning him forcefully to the ground. The impact was so powerful that the severed head of his mother was flung aside. The adult dragon held him firmly under its claws and turned its gaze, filled with reverence, toward an enormous figure approaching from the depths of the nest. It was the Dragon King, the supreme ruler of all dragons and the mother of the young dragon's own mother. The Dragon King advanced with an aura that exuded both terror and majesty. Her cold, regal eyes locked onto the young dragon. In a deep, thunderous voice, she asked, "Who are you, and why are you here?" Gathering his courage, the young dragon raised his head, his tear-filled eyes meeting the Dragon King's piercing gaze. "This is my mother's head," he cried. "I came here because of the memory she left me. Please, save her." The plea drew the attention of the dragons nearby. They began to gather, their eyes fixated on the severed head. Some bent down to inspect the wound, whispering words of sorrow. "This cut is precise and carries a divine aura," one dragon remarked. "It is undoubtedly the work of the Sword Saint. What a tragedy Philbos, heir to the crystal and the power of the elder Dragon King, met such a fate because she dared to venture outside." The Dragon King stepped closer to the young dragon, taking a deep breath. After a moment of silence, she turned to the surrounding dragons and declared in a grave tone, "It is true, this small one is the child of Philbos. But it is not of pure dragon blood." She fixed her gaze on the young dragon and asked, "Who is your father?" The young dragon hesitated before answering sorrowfully, "I never met my father, but my mother told me he was a goblin." The nest erupted in shock. The dragons murmured in disbelief, their voices growing louder. "A goblin?" One dragon roared, his voice filled with contempt. "If it carries goblin blood, it's an insult to our kind. Let me crush it right now." The Dragon King's icy gaze silenced the uproar. She declared firmly, "If you wish to remain here and hope to save your mother, you must prove yourself. Defeat the adult dragon before you. If you cannot, abandon all hope of receiving our help." The adult dragon bared its sharp teeth in a menacing grin. "Thank you, Dragon King, for granting me this honor. I'll crush this runt immediately." With that, it lunged forward, aiming to end the fight with a single, powerful strike. The battle for survival had begun.